So tell us about how you got into this world, your work, because a lot of people, when you go around a dinner table, go, if you could do any job, what would it be? And a lot of people will mention the work that you do, but it's brutal as well, I know. So how did you get into it? Was it accident? Were you recruited, or did you fight hard to get the job you're doing?
I
Gail.
desperately...
Oh, sorry, Chloe, you jump in first. You go for it.
Sorry, I desperately wanted to be an investigative journalist, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was living in Japan, and I decided that I wanted to find out what goes on inside hostess clubs where Western women work. And so literally not having a clue what I was doing, I bought a camera, was top of the range of, it wasn't even digital, it had a little tape in it. And I hooked it up to a surveillance camera, which had a tiny lens. And I got a job at the hostess club. And I bought a little bag, made a hole in it, and stuck the camera through the hole. And every time the tape finished, the bag would go as it rewound. And I just started filming. And then, having filmed about 100 hours of footage and edited it down, I took it to Channel 4. And they said, you can't just go around and film people secretly. You need to fill out all sorts of forms and check the ethics of that. And I was like, oh, really? I had no idea what I was doing at all. But in the end, Channel 4 let me broadcast it. So I got a half an hour doc on Channel 4 of the inside world of a hostess club in Japan. And then I was totally addicted, and that's what I wanted to do. And so I went back to school and did a postgrad in journalism, and ended up in the newsroom at the World Service, and slowly worked my way to investigations. What
a fearless entry point to that world, Chloe. And Gail, would you have hired Chloe if she turned up with that footage on the doorstep of the BBC?
Well, yeah, well, that is that curiosity and initiative and sort of spunk that you need, I think, and determination and imagination. Yeah. So yes, I think she'd get the job.
And what about yourself, Gail? How did you get into the work?
Well, I spent 8 years in the wilderness of insurance, very unhappily, and with long story, living in a flat without TV, and started listening to Radio 4, which we never listened to as a child growing up. And I just suddenly thought, there's all these stories and different ways of telling them. So I quit that job and did a bit like Chloe did, a post-grad in journalism. And then there weren't many jobs going then at the BBC. So I sent some ideas to an independent production company who make things for the BBC. And like Chloe, I had no idea what I was doing either. And it just turned up and they asked me to start making things. And I remember sitting with a pile of tapes, and I had to edit this documentary together. And I had a Mac in front of me. I didn't even know how to turn it on. And I just had to sit there and work it out from scratch. So I think we've probably got some training issues in investigative journalism still.
Yeah, but the hunger is the key skill, right? The wanting to get the story.